cataracts or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Don't delay seeing a retina specialist. It's worth the visit to save your vision so you don't miss out on life's precious moments, like seeing your grandchild grow up, enjoying a sunset with that special someone, or reading a good book. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Ricks with your news update. A deadly night on Milwaukee roadways saw 2 crashes that left 5 dead and 5 injured, according to the Milwaukee Police Department. After one of the crashes, a woman was taken into custody as she was driving south on 60th and collided with a car going west on Fond du Lac. That crash killed 3 minors. The Milwaukee Police Department said this accident took place at about 11:45 p.m. on Sunday night. An initial investigation shows that the driver of one car was driving south on North 60th Street. As that car approached the intersection on Fond du Lac, it collided with the car that was traveling west on West Fond du Lac. Several people were ejected from the westbound car, and eventually 4 from that vehicle would die of their injuries at the scene. 3 of the victims were minors and include a 1-year-old girl, a 17-year-old boy, and a 15-year-old girl, according to the medical examiner's office. The driver was taken to a local hospital and is in serious condition. A passenger from the westbound car was also taken to a local hospital, and police say that they are in stable condition. MPD said the driver of the southbound car is a 32-year-old woman who has been taken into custody. This investigation is still ongoing and charges are pending review by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Another incident occurred at about 1:15 a.m. when the driver of a 2001 gray Oldsmobile was traveling east on West Capitol Drive. The driver ran into a tree and died of his injuries while en route to the hospital. 3 additional occupants of the car were taken to the hospital. These occupants include a 35-year-old man in critical condition, a 21-year-old woman in stable condition, and a 28-year-old woman in stable condition. An investigation into this crash is ongoing.
This was the news update on 1017 The Truth. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next, here on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Deanna, a devastating car accident overnight has left 4 people dead. This all unfolding near 60th and West Fond du Lac Ave. And I just want to paint a picture for you of how violent this car accident was. There is debris littered all across this Milwaukee intersection right near the Midtown Center. You can see there are clothes and shoes, car parts all over. We're even looking right now at a headlight from one of the cars. Now, Milwaukee police tell us that this involved 2 cars. It happened just before midnight last night. And they tell us a car traveling north on 60th Street collided with another car that was traveling on West Fond du Lac Ave. Now, they say the car that was driving north on 60th Street was operated by a 32-year-old female, and it crashed into a car that had 6 people inside. Milwaukee police tell us that multiple people were ejected from that car, and 4 people did die from their injuries. The other 2 people in that car are in the hospital, including the driver, who has serious injuries. Now, Milwaukee police tell us the 32-year-old occupant of the car that crashed into the car with 6 people inside, that 32-year-old is in custody at this time. They tell us those charges are pending review by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. Now, Milwaukee police have not identified those 4 victims that did unfortunately die in the crash. We are still waiting to learn who those people were and what exactly happened in this car accident just overnight, but we do know it was very violent, as just how much debris is scattered across this intersection.
Yeah, and we see by your live shot there that 60th and Fond du Lac has reopened. It was closed for a major part of this morning, but that roadway has reopened. Just incredible, devastating for the families involved here. 4 people killed. Madison Moore in Milwaukee for us. Thank you. Now,
So what you heard from WISN.com has now been updated. And so in case you haven't heard, by the way, I'm Dr. Ken Harris. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. And for this to come during Law Enforcement Week is something that I believe is important. I'm confused. And so I wrote this down. I thought about it, played it. I talked it through, wrote it on my computer, and it just wouldn't come. My heart hurts. And I've been having trouble pulling thoughts together, and I tried to write it down, but I couldn't get past the first paragraph, the first like 2 or 3 sentences. There seems to be a societal breakdown of a massive proportion in every community. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male, female, don't matter. LGBTQ, everywhere. There seems to be a breakdown. There seems to be a disregard for human life. There seems to be severe reckless actions in people today, younger people. I don't know what it is. You can get mad, you can get upset, but that's what it is. And for the life of me, I have no understanding or idea why. Guns, cars, baseball bats, knives, doesn't seem to matter. Drugs, doesn't seem to matter. I don't know if it's a do you hate yourself? Or is it like trying to find out what it is without talking to people that it happens to doesn't help. And so I'm going to be asking all week to law enforcement professionals, because when you're in charge but you're not doing the job, there's a different perspective you have. And we're going to talk to some people that actually did the job, that were boots on the ground, that are going to do it and did it and can share how it feels. I can share how it feels to go to a car crash where people have died, and you're the accident investigator, and you have to stand here and process your own feelings while the public stands there in disarray, upset, mad, rightfully so, at the death of their family member. Intoxication just takes it to another level. Intoxication makes it an absolute waste of time and energy to even talk about it. And not only has this 32-year-old woman killed 5 people and is suspected to be under the influence of an intoxicant or drug, she's basically destroyed her own life. So what I thought I'd do today before my guest, who needs no introduction, Chief, can I call her Chief Doctor or Dr. Chief? Or Dr. Sheriff? Doctor, like, what am I going to call her? Dr. Danita Ball. Sheriff Danita Ball, Milwaukee County Sheriff, will be here. We're only going to get into the incident in Milwaukee if she decides to get into it, because that's not her purview. That's not her area of control. Even though she's the sheriff of Milwaukee County, her duties lie in different places. And a number of different places, so that people would understand that. And I want to go over some things. This segment and the next. She's due in around 4:30. I want to go over some things and explain the law. We seem to have a common sense understanding of what the law really is. And I believe that one of the things we're going to look at. Why am I believing it? It's me talking. I'm going to talk about what crime is. I'm going to show you some statutes so that you understand clearly exactly what very particular crimes are, so that there's no question about what you think is right or wrong. No more common sense understanding of what you think is right and then go off screaming and hollering and complaining and protesting about something that you know nothing about. I'm going to cover some things today so that you understand exactly what this young lady is facing. So that you don't come up with your own words and your own whatevers. We're going to be very, very specific in what we do. That way, at least as you follow the trial and follow what the prosecution is saying and follow what the defense is saying for this young lady, you understand and know that there are just some things that the law says that you can and can't do. And throughout the week, we'll talk about that. The things you can do that are against the law that you may not know are against the law, but yet you can still be punished for it when someone else isn't. Because as of last night, around 12 o'clock, midnight, on 60th and Fond du Lac, unless that's fixed, unless something happens, I thought about the city of Milwaukee, and you know what I said to myself? It's simple. I'm done.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Thank you, Truth Nation. Your passion and support has helped make Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association best radio show in the state of Wisconsin.
When did this word become so powerful that a person would go to jail, injure, or take another person's life? When did we give this word and other people power over us to ruin our lives?
We do this all for you, Milwaukee. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk. This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
Because I got people who want to live off of $10,000 a month. And then I got people who say 4 is enough, right? Whatever it is, we want to make sure that, again, you have a plan and you know what it's going to take to get there. What resources do you have? Is it a 401k? Do you have a pension? Do you have, stocks or, outside money? How are we going to fund it? Right? Because that's a big thing too. A lot of people think, okay, well, I'm just going to dump money into my 401k and build it as long as I can, and then I'll be set. But taking money out and distributing it the right way is 10 times more important than accumulating it. Because you got to think about the taxes. You got to think about a lot of other things.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
Fred, why choose Erie Insurance?
The passion that we put around your personal development and your growth. We pay for you to go to college.
What?
Yes, we will help pay for you to go to college. So you get your foot in the door with us, we will help advance your career.
Okay.
We will help you get the designations, like I mentioned. It's even easier now. I'm doing it from the outset with our diverse communities to help them get these designations and licenses before you even show up inside the doors of Erie Insurance.
Visit erieinsurance.com for more information.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
On Thursday, May 18th, join Sharp Literacy for the 8th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at The Gauge. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food, where top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program, serving thousands of urban elementary students in 50 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Американская фирма Transceptor Technology приступила к производству компьютеров «Персональный спутник».
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Make sure you tune in all this week as we feature National Law Enforcement Week. I'll be talking to black law enforcement officers about the different challenges they face in their careers, the impact they desire to have on the community. Today we have Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita Ball coming in. So join us today and all week as we take a deeper understanding of the crucial work that they do in helping this community strive. Law Enforcement Week, right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, on the award-winning show, on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So here's the deal. I'm going to go through some things that are in state statute so that you don't have any questions or any ideas about what you think something is. This way you'll know what something is. So a crime. What is a crime? A crime is a conduct which is prohibited by state law, punishable by fine or imprisonment, or both. A crime punishable only by a forfeiture, right? A ticket, or not a ticket, a fine. Like you do something and you get a fine of $100. That's not a crime. Criminal intent is an element of a crime, indicated the term when you use intentionality or with intent to, stuff like that. So you have to know or believe. That means intentionality, that the actor, the person committing the crime, either has a purpose to do the thing or cause the result specified, or is aware that their conduct is practically certain to cause that result. Does that make sense? So that means that when you steal something and you get charged with theft, you should have known that when you took it, the fact that you did it, you were committing a crime. Party to a crime. Here's the one that gets people in trouble, because Rhea went along with Ken to rob the grocery, the corner bodega, but Rhea was in the car. Ken went in and did it. I get back in the car. Rhea has no idea. And then we drive away. They find Rhea because it was Rhea's car. Then Rhea gets arrested for armed robbery, party to a crime. Whoever's concerned in the commission of a crime is a principal and may be charged with and convicted of the commission of the crime, although the person did not directly commit it. And although the person who directly committed it has not been convicted or has been convicted in some other degree of the crime or of some other crime based on the same act, they can still find you guilty. So I'm in the wind. They can't find me. I'm in Acapulco, right? Partying down in Mexico. Rhea gets caught because it's her car. They convict her for armed robbery, party to a crime. She tells them I did it, but I'm not in custody, and I'm not convicted. She can still go to jail. But then there's criminal negligence. That means ordinary negligence, can't say the word, negligence to a higher degree, consisting of conduct that the actor should realize creates a substantial unreasonable risk of death or great bodily harm to another, such as when you don't feed your kids. Kids can get sick. Kids might die. Negligence. But the one I really wanted to jump in on is recklessness. It means that the actor creates an unreasonable or substantial risk of death or great bodily harm to another human being, and you're aware that the risk, except for purposes of some other crimes, criminal recklessness means the actor created an unreasonable and substantial risk of death or great bodily harm to an unborn child or a woman who's pregnant. Which means what? If you punch somebody in the stomach, you should expect, and they're pregnant, you should expect that the baby's going to be injured or die. You were acting recklessly. Now, in criminal traffic, right? Because some traffic laws are criminal. They were talking about it on the Tory Lowe show, and I mentioned it because I sent it in through the talking text line. By the way, which is 833-212-1017. We need to understand that if you drive 25 miles over the posted limit, you are reckless. And that makes your driving a crime. 25 miles over. If the speed limit is 25 miles an hour and you're doing 50, you're reckless. If the speed limit is 50 miles an hour and you do 100, no. If you do 75, you're reckless. If the speed limit is 70 and you do 95, you're reckless. It becomes a crime. Why do I say that? Well, two things this 32-year-old woman needs to deal with. First degree reckless homicide, whoever recklessly, we already talked about what that definition is, causes the death of another human being under circumstances which show utter disregard for human life. And it deals with unborn children, pregnant women, people that take drugs, all those things. Which then leads us to the statute 940.09, homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 instances that a person, when they're driving, if you're intoxicated and use a car or a firearm and kill someone, if you cause the death of another by the operation or handling of a vehicle while under the influence of an intoxicant, causes the death of another by the operation or handling of a vehicle while the person has a detectable amount of restricted controlled substance in his or her blood. Prohibited alcohol concentration. Prohibited commercial, if you're driving a truck and you have a commercial license, between 0.04 and less than 0.08. If you cause the death of an unborn child, if you cause the death of an unborn child by the operation or handling with controlled substance in your blood, and so on and so on. This woman has a very, very, and I don't know her past. All I know is what happened last night. She has a future that is not bright. Now, there are some things that mitigate when you commit a crime. In other words, there are some defenses that you can use to criminal liability, as long as no one dies. Intoxication renders the actor incapable of distinguishing between right and wrong in regard to the alleged criminal act at the time the act is committed. Unless you're driving. Driving says 0 once you get in the car. And understand something about operating while intoxicated. The state of Wisconsin is not driving while intoxicated. And I'm not giving any legal advice. This is just a discussion. Reading statutes. You want interpretation? Talk to the county's highest law enforcement officer, which is who? The district attorney. Intoxication renders a person incapable of distinguishing between right and wrong in regard to the alleged criminal act. When you drive, that's a whole other level. Adequate provocation. A person did something that caused you to lose self-control. That's what the guy will have a defense for in Cedarburg when he got into the argument with the kids, and he's Jewish, and they showed him the swastika and it was on the floor, and he got upset and started making quote unquote terrorist threats. His argument could possibly be sufficient to cause complete lack of self-control in an ordinary constituted person, or provocation. Somebody picks at you and picks at you and picks at you to the point where you lose it. And then there's privilege. Something they're trying to get rid of with law enforcement, but hopefully they won't. Coercion. Somebody talked you into it. Now, some of these have a way out, but we'll talk about some of that later. And then there's necessity and self-defense of others. If we got into a fight and I had to do something to stop your actions and you're bigger and stronger than me, if Rhea has to fight Dr. Ken and I'm taller or bigger than Rhea and Rhea has to do, and she kills me out of necessity, that's a criminal liability. That is let me get the phraseology right. That is a defense to criminal liability. Now, what it does, it doesn't absolve you from doing it. It simply mitigates it to a lower crime. So you may not get as much time, but you're going to get some. That's not a real fist. Isn't that cute? It's like half my size. But think about that. Many times women, when they defend themselves against someone bigger and stronger, have to do things that in normal cases, even if a woman was fighting another woman, she would not be able to get away with it. But if she's fighting someone bigger than her, maybe a larger woman, she might. When there's a difference between size and weight and all those things. But it's case by case. It's not tried and true, and it's not driving. Talking Text Line says they were saying that drunk driving is reckless driving. Aren't those two separate statutes? Unless you injure a person or property, they can be combined. Well, they're combined in homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle, I would say. But that's just me. Some other things have to play a part because we don't know how the people were seat belted in the car. Did everybody have a seatbelt on? Or did she hit the car so hard? Those are the things that we have to wait and find out about and take our time and be able to learn so that the evidence can come out. So there's a lot of things about this case that we don't know. All we can do is read. So somebody said, OG Artie said, so what should the penalties be for these situations? Well, the penalties are here. The penalties are clear. First degree reckless homicide is a Class B felony. Homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle, I'll have to look it up because this just talks about, and the only parts that I printed is how you'd be charged. Any person who does any of the following is a Class D felon. Let's see. A person who violates sub 1 is guilty of a Class C felony. If you have one or more prior convictions, suspensions, or revocations, So they've got some things in here where you can add 5 years, and it can't be less than 5 years, and it goes up from there. So there are some things but we're talking 5. So whatever the penalty is, it goes up by 5 because those are 5 separate counts. One instance, 5 lives. It depends on how the prosecution positions the case. Either way, her life is done. She will spend a significant amount of time in jail. She'll spend a significant amount of time behind bars thinking about that. The question is, how many people do you know that get in the car after they leave the bar and go home after they drink? How many times have you done it? Got in the car and drove 1 or 2 drinks, depending on your body weight, depending on how much you drink. How about 0? Oh, we can't have that because we live in a state that makes liquor. It makes alcohol. It makes beer. And it's a social thing. So everybody does it. People don't want to talk to you if you don't drink. Oh, my God, you're not fun. Until you kill 5 people. And then we point, but I guarantee you this weekend those same people will be out at the bar, be out at the club, drinking. That's why I said it. With all this stuff going on, I got to tell you. And it's worth repeating. I'm done. Sheriff Danita Ball up next.
You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sunday, May 21st, marks the 3rd annual Goosey's Hunt for the Cure 5K Run Walk for Huntington's disease, honoring Chris Guzikowski after being diagnosed. The foundation was created by his family with the mission of eradicating the HD gene, with proceeds helping families affected by the incurable disease described as a blend of Parkinson's, ALS, and Alzheimer's. Google GUZI Hunt. That's GUZI Hunt to register or make a monetary donation. See you there.
So, I have a question for all you guys out there. Why is it that I see you hauling all kinds of stuff in your trucks? Lumber, ATVs, furniture, and everything is strapped down tight. Except you. I mean, come on, fellas. You're just as important as your buddy's blue plaid sofa. Buckle up.
Pickups rock. They also roll. Buckle up in your truck and arrive alive. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
They are our cuddlers and coworkers, purr machines and love bugs, and constant companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life so much better. When we face unexpected challenges in life, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people who love their pets and the pets who love their people, ensuring these families stay exactly where they belong, together. And you have something to offer. With an open heart and mind, there is nothing you can't do. There's no gesture too small or too big when it comes to helping. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. You can help keep pets and people together. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Southbound on 41, we are seeing some backups heading down from Silver Spring down past Burleigh, and then it'll be backing up again from National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to about Forest Home where there's a disabled vehicle, so heads up with that. Northbound on 41, backing up out of the zoo up past Swan Boulevard. Eastbound 94, you're seeing some delays coming in from 68th Street through the stadium. The westbound side will be tight from 25th Street through the stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 53. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a slight chance of a shower in the evening with a high of 78, turning much cooler in the afternoon. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Greg Matzik. The Brewers complete a 4-2 homestand with a 9-6 win over the Royals Sunday afternoon. Another home run for Christian Yelich, his third in 2 games. Yelich hitting .348 with 4 home runs in the month of May.
He's swinging the bat well. That's why you play guys every single day, because they have the ability to do this. And he's found a nice little stretch here where he's squaring some balls up.
Brewers manager Craig Counsell. Milwaukee hits the road tonight for Game 1 of a 3-game series against the last-place Cardinals. Hear the game on 620 WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6:10. In the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers fall to the Boston Celtics in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Celtics advance to the Eastern Conference Finals behind 51 points from Jason Tatum. In the West, it'll be the Lakers and Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, a series that gets underway Tuesday night. Sports Update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Law Enforcement Week celebration on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. My guest in studio finally ran for office, didn't call me. Got in office, didn't call me. I had to go to a Delta Sigma Theta literary luncheon. By the way, if you want to hear some dynamic speakers, go to the literary luncheon every year. I'm just saying. I don't know what to call you, Sheriff, or that little black knob right there. Right. Right there. The black. Oh. See? All right, now you can hear me? All right. So, I don't know what to call you, Sheriff, Doctor Sheriff. Those two don't match, I know, but what should I call you? The eminent Dr. Sheriff Denita Ball.
That sounds good. Especially since you're saying it.
Like she was going to say something different. I have known you for, 30 years.
Yes.
30 years. Time. I came on the job. I don't know what rank you were when I came on. In 93?
93, I was a sergeant.
You're a sergeant, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember that. Yes. And so, first of all, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, we tease each other a lot, but we've known each other for so long, and I got some Denita Ball stories. So if y'all want some stories, I'm selling them for like $295, and we get that's $200. That's $295. Okay. And but you've always had that certain thing, and so I just wanted to ask you, why law enforcement? Of all the things you could do in your life, why law enforcement?
Well, my brother kept getting into trouble, and I thought that I would get experience in law enforcement and then go and become a lawyer, and I could help my mother with his fees, his legal fees. But I started in law enforcement and really loved helping people, making a difference in the lives of others, and so it became a passion for me.
Well, I'm glad to see you back in uniform.
Thank you.
Because, you was one of them, you went to the dark side, the investigative side.
No.
And we and we like to tease, but I think what it's a testament to is the well-roundedness of an experience you've had.
I agree. Yeah. I have enjoyed a lot of different positions on the police department, and as a result, I've gotten experience in different areas, which has helped me as I've become sheriff.
Yeah, and so you went to MPD in what year?
In 1985.
Oh, okay. And so you'd been there for a minute before I got there.
Yes.
But she's not older than me, so how'd she do that?
Hey.
I think I was on the Late Show. And so you were able to go through the ranks. How was that for you? I mean, was it as pleasant as it was for me?
Probably.
Now, see, that's a political answer right there. I love that.
It was very challenging because when I came on, we were trying to have more women and African Americans or minorities within the police department. As you know, because of the legal Martin consent decree, they were trying to increase diversity. And so it was a struggle at first, but once you do your job and you prove that you can do your job well, then they sort of started looking at you differently. Well, maybe she can succeed in this in this job. And other people started, showing me the ropes, giving me some of their knowledge, their wisdom, and it has helped me, it helped me then. So.
And so I think what most people don't understand about law enforcement is that as you go through some of the, I don't know if I would call it racism, some of the pushback kind of rolls off because you realize that in the end, when you call for help, you're really not caring who's going to show up.
Exactly. You just want someone in blue, you know, and so it doesn't matter if it's a male or female. You just want to make sure that the person has your back and they're going to assist you in any way that they can.
So what exactly, I've been meaning, before we go to break, I've been meaning to ask this for the longest. What does the Sheriff's Department actually do? So many people have so many different ideas about what it should be doing. What does a Sheriff's Department do in the state of Wisconsin?
Well, we are a sheriff's office, and so we are full service, and we are responsible for Milwaukee County, and within Milwaukee County, we have some statutory and some contractual responsibilities, including the airport, the courts, the jail, the parks, and the expressway.
Wow. And you run the detention. I know they named it a new thing out in Franklin.
Oh, no, that's not us.
You got rid of that.
Well,
somebody else.
There was
got rid
a
of
divorce,
that.
yes, before.
That's a good
before
way
I came
to
into office.
That was a good way to put it. There was a divorce. Okay,
yes.
And so now you really have to maintain. How are your staffing levels? Are they okay, or you can always use more help, or
both? It's getting better, but we still have challenges. And because we're getting ready to have a deputy recruit class, we tend to take anywhere from 7 to 10 COs and put them in that class. So I feel that the progress that we have made thus far, we're going to end up taking a couple of steps backwards. But as you know, with our job fairs, we've had on-the-spot conditional hiring, and so that has helped a lot with our correctional officers' position. We don't have as many problems with our deputy hiring, but we still have some deputies that are over in the jail that we're trying to get back on the street so that we can have that visibility that we need in the summertime.
Wow. When we come back, we want to talk about your last 35 years, and I want to go back to University of Arkansas. Really?
Big soy.
All right. Our guest is Sheriff Danita Ball. I'm Dr. Ken Harris. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. This week, Law Enforcement Week.
More of the Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday at 11 for another episode of Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Entrepreneurship Connection Show powered by Molson Coors. I'll be joined by representatives from the African American Chamber of Commerce in Wisconsin and Associated Bank, where we discuss the financial and technical needs of small business in Milwaukee. Again, that's the Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Entrepreneurship Connection Show powered by Molson Coors this Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
This is your Financial Empowerment Minute on the new 1017 The Truth, presented by Northwestern Mutual.
So if folks don't have budgets, first and foremost, would you all recommend that they put together a B word?
Well, you know what? I think I got another B word.
Is yours the other B word? What B word is yours?
So here's my deal. I don't think most people have a budgeting problem. I think most people have a behavioral problem.
Oh.
Okay. So the budget is no good if you're not going to make a commitment to follow through on what you're doing. And I think that's really the key. You got to have enough courage to sit down and go through all your expenses, but then you do need to kind of have that real conversation and hold yourself to the fire to actually commit to doing the action. When me and Erica merged years ago, she has a budget, right, where it actually annualizes how much money you're spending for the year on that said thing. So if you were to put in, say, $100 a month for your coffee, whatever it may be, on her budget, you're going to see it actually being $1,200 for the year.
Tune into The Truth every month for our financial empowerment interviews with Northwestern Mutual.
On the Rocks Premium Cocktails offer modern twists on the classic cocktails. Developed by award-winning mixologists, the On the Rocks cocktails combine premium spirits and natural ingredients. Wherever you are, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails give you the convenience of bar-quality cocktails created with brands that you know and trust, like the Effin' Cosmopolitan and Hornitos Margarita. Pour over ice and enjoy. Please drink responsibly. On the Rocks ready-to-serve cocktails, 20 to 35% alcohol by volume.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
On Diversity and Excellence powered by Erie Insurance, I am so excited to talk about the different ways that Erie Insurance can help with our community growth, can provide job opportunities from Erie Insurance Corporate, or with our local agency force. I'm really excited about the education of generational wealth in our Black and Brown communities and how we are a part of the communities here locally. There's so much more we can be a part of. Listen to me, Fred Johnson, on Diversity and Excellence, powered by Erie Insurance.
You are listening to Law Enforcement Week celebration on Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon, Law Enforcement Week, all week long. Our guest today is Sheriff Danita Ball. What? So you said you have like 5 or 6 different divisions or offices in an office, and
we have 5 areas of responsibility.
Okay.
And then within that area of responsibilities, we have other divisions and bureaus and units. So.
Okay. And so what's the most difficult one for you? Well, not necessarily difficult, but the one that needs the most management.
The jail.
Because
jail? That's our biggest liability.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I know having supervised the Milwaukee County, the city of Milwaukee, it's interesting when the state comes in one day and then the feds come in the next day, and you have 2 different things you have to do. But do most people really understand what that process is?
I don't think so, because I don't think they understand enough of what we do, why we do, and how we do it.
Right.
And as you know, the jail is made up of people who are in the community who have been accused of committing a crime.
Right.
And so a lot of them have mental illness, and they don't send them anyplace else, but they come to the jail. And a lot of people want to think that we want them there. If they could go someplace else, we would love to send them someplace else. But truth be told, they have committed a crime, and as a result, we are responsible for their care and their custody. And we do have a vendor, WellPath, that is a good partner. They're responsible for their medical, their dental, and their mental health care. And so we work very well with them. But as you know, if someone is hell-bent on taking their life, eventually they will find a way.
Correct.
And so we've been scrutinized for the deaths that have been in custody, but we don't want, or my goal is that there isn't not a death in custody.
Mhm.
And so we always look at that to see if we could do things differently. And so that's our biggest challenge. you know.
Is that reasonable, though, that there'll be no deaths when you can't control what people do? And once a person is determined to harm themselves, they're going to find a way to do it.
They're going to find a way to do it. And a lot of people who come into our jail have compromised health.
Correct.
Because they haven't been taking care of themselves. So,
Mhm.
yes, it's unreasonable, but it still doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to try to have a goal of no deaths and work towards that.
And so you tend to show everything that you've done up to the point something happened to show that you did what you needed to do and that this person decided, purposed in their heart and mind to do something, even if it's to injure somebody else.
Exactly. But, that's part of the process.
Right,
And
right.
I don't mind someone looking at the process to see
Mhm.
by chance we could have done something better. We all can do things better, but does that lead to their death? That's what the district attorney will make a decision regarding.
Now, you've got some deputies that have done some great things, too. I see them on the roadway, and I'm thinking to myself, yep, that's a job I'm never doing. I'm not going on the road. It's a whole different way of parking a car, standing in a car, walking to a car, like all those things. I remember growing up in Chicago and watching the Illinois State Police take over the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Their training didn't match them taking over the highway, calling for help every 5 minutes. And when I see a deputy out there, I think to myself, you're by yourself, you're working. And so the training has to be at a level where you are confident enough to do the job and help people at the same time. We've also, unfortunately, had some deputies killed while they were helping other people. And so do people really realize the depth of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office, where they're working in, I would assume, and I know people will disagree, it's worse than working in, and I guess I put that in quotes, worse than working at MPD, right? Because you're on a road where people are driving 70 miles an hour or more.
You're exactly right. And as a result, they are putting their lives in jeopardy to help someone else.
Yeah.
And even if a car is disabled, just the fact that they are stopping to assist that person, if someone is not paying attention and they are intoxicated, that could really, hurt that deputy, especially if they hit them and or kill them. So we've had deputies to be killed. Deputy Alamon is coming to mind, but yes, and we have some that were seriously injured and had to go off on duty disability. And so it is important that the public is mindful of what the deputies do and to move over. So it gives them that added lane so that they can do what they need to do to help the citizens.
Well, I want to publicly say thank you, because the Sheriff's Office has helped me on occasion.
Good.
And I think they do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want people in Milwaukee to know about the Sheriff's Office?
That we have some hardworking people who work for the Sheriff's Office. They are dedicated, they're committed, and even with our staffing challenges, they come in, they do their job. Sometimes they come in at the beginning of their shift, or sometimes and work an entire shift, or they are extended at the end of their shift. And so we need the resources, but we need the support of the people. The correctional officers are the same. They are wearing multiple hats, doing a thankless job. And so I just want the citizens to know that we have people on this agency that really cares for them and are doing the best that they can in some challenging situations.
Very true. Okay, so I got a couple questions before we go.
Okay.
All right. Favorite music artist?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Finally, somebody agrees with me. If there was, what is the one thing you have to do every day when you wake up?
Thank the Lord for another day.
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
Well, are you talking about high school, college, or what?
I'm a cheat, all the above.
I went to high school at Crossett Senior High School.
Okay.
And I went to college, University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, Razorbacks. I also
had to throw that in.
Yes. Received my master's degree at UW Milwaukee and my PhD at Cardinal Stretch.
There's another person taking over the world. I thought it was just me, but now she's taking over the world. And so what do you hope to see? We've got about another minute or so. What do you hope to see in the Sheriff's Department in the coming 4 years? And by the way, congratulations on your election.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I want there to be a renewed trust between us and the community. I want us to work in tandem to, reduce some of the crime and disorder that we see. I want there to be additional transparency. I want there to be resources because we can always use more resources to do the job that we do. But, and that's my goal, is to make sure that our agency have the resources. But while we're doing that, we're building that trust, that transparency, and that accountability.
And so you were second in command with Sheriff Lucas.
Yes.
And so now you're the sheriff. So kind of the buck stops with you.
Yes, absolutely. And
so how can the community turn that around and help you with things like parks and on the roadway, stuff like that?
Well, it's about a personal accountability, or if you know someone who is creating havoc in our streets, on Expressway and our parks, just say something to them, because maybe they will listen to you, and maybe they won't go into the system, and maybe we can have a quiet summer or reasonable summer where we're not stretched to the core, and people are not afraid to utilize our resources.
All right. For the last 35 years, you dedicated your life to advancing public service and law enforcement through higher ed and leadership, training, experiences, all those things, including service, has made you uniquely qualified to be the first female Milwaukee County Sheriff. So congratulations. Thank you. My guest today is Sheriff Danita Ball. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Law Enforcement Week continues.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Carrie Noni here to officially announce my new role at The Truth as digital content journalist. I am so excited for this role because I'll be creating content centered around everything Milwaukee, the real Milwaukee, such as our events, our businesses, our people, and their stories that don't usually get to be told or recognized. So make sure you're following 1017 The Truth on all of our social media as I take you on the journey of discovering more about the pieces that make up the core of this beautiful city.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Want to say thank you to Sheriff Dr. Danita Ball. Sheriff. 30 years I've known her. I was brand new. She was a sergeant. I watched her go up the ranks. Hey, remember the Black-owned business Give Back is back. We have teamed up with the Associated Bank once again to help local black businesses grow and succeed together. The home of Milwaukee Black Talk will be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 black businesses each quarter of 2023. To sign up for this incredible marketing opportunity, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member, FDIC. Also tune in to Truth with Sherwin Hughes for his financial empowerment interview with Northwestern Mutual. This Friday, Sherwin will be joined by Northwestern Mutual financial advisors Erica Wright and JB Bell, where they will break down the first steps you take to investing in your financial future. Call in Friday or today, 833-212-1017, free financial advice. This Friday, 11 a.m. on Truth, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day, there's no the in my show. It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, not The Truth. It's Truth. Stands on his own. What they used to say back in the day, it do what it do. Why do you have a problem? Why are you laughing? Like, what? You got an issue with that? It do what it do. I'm just saying. It do what it do.
Number 5.
I don't even see where those play at. Where the, like, move your cursor to where they are. In light blue. Why wouldn't you put them in reverse order? We'll tell Alex to stop doing that. Alex, Kyle, stop doing that. Put them in reverse. No, I'm just. Hey, way to throw them under the bus. I'll back up the bus. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. Speaking of backing up the bus, Packer kicker Mason Crosby is no longer listed on the team's website as a kicker. And a tweet from his wife suggests his time in Titletown. He ain't got no title. It's over. When Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles announced her husband signed with the Packers last week, Molly Crosby would say, "Oh, we loved our time there, and so will you. Let's talk coats, boots, custom Packer gear." Crosby later deleted the tweet. Crosby is the Packers' all-time leading scorer. He's almost 39 years old and an unrestricted free agent. The Packers drafted kicker Anders Carlson in the 6th round of the draft last month. That might tell you something. Of course, the show, Simone Biles, her husband's a Packer, so now she's trying to be all Packer and all that stuff. So we'll see. But what did people say? I hope I get to see her. Really? You go to football games. You know she's going to be up in a box somewhere behind closed doors, and they'll see her. Get her a little step stool so she can stand on it so people can see her. She's so short. But that's cool. I am very happy for them, Simone Biles and Jonathan Owens. I say that in a silly way, but I am very happy for them. She's done marvelous things, phenomenal things. Jonathan Owens, signs with the Packers. That's what's up. And we need to welcome. We need to welcome them to Milwaukee and, well, maybe Green Bay, not Milwaukee. You know why? Because I'm done. I'm done. I am done.
Number 4.
I couldn't choose my number 4 story because there was so much local news going on. So I needed to come up with something a little bit lighter. So since it's Law Enforcement Week, Milwaukee police fighting against opioid-related deaths expanded as the police department announced a partnership with Hope Kit Initiative. Now, Hope Kits are available to anyone in the community, no questions asked. They include Narcan, which can be used to treat overdose victims. The police department is now joining the Milwaukee Fire Department, spreading the availability of Hope Kits. Said Captain Gregory Miller with the Milwaukee Fire Department, "We're distributing these at the scene with an individual who's overdosed. They have the opportunity to take this kit with them and survive another day. They can also walk up to at any time to a fire station, Milwaukee Fire Station, and receive one, and now they'll have that opportunity from the Milwaukee Police Department." So we're very happy that this is happening. Also, you get Narcan nasal spray. The Hope Kits contain 2 fentanyl test strips and 1 single-use CPR face shield. At the start of the partnership, the Hope Kits will be available just at District 2 on the south side on Lincoln, 2nd and Lincoln, and District 3 in the middle of Lisbon and North Avenue. So, but Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says eventually they'll be available citywide. And so that's something to look at. And we'll kind of go from there.
Number 3.
Believe it or not, I had to look at this story being in higher ed if the story ever loads because it's going slow. Don't you love having a rhythm and then having the computer just slow you down? Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I should sing. What song would you like for me to sing? 833-212. No, I'm not going to sing. I guess it doesn't like me. Okay, now the website. Let me move on to the next one. I'm not getting any love today from anything, anywhere. It's just I quit. Can I quit the top 5 at 5 at That was number 3, right? Can I, this will be number 2? Can I quit the top 5 at 5 at 3? Would that be permissible? Rhea's saying, like, no, stupid. You can't do that. But why not? I know, that's why I'm talking. Hey, I got to take the power when I got the power, right? About a week or two, it'll be back to, hey, that's not what I said. And they should be chasing me and stuff. And that's when I will become old. That's when I'll immediately become old, right? You're beating up your elder. Oh, my God. You know, and then you pass out. And you know, or somebody looks at you the wrong way, and then you pass out, and then they'll feel really bad. Well, you know, she probably wouldn't feel really bad. She'd be like, somebody better call 911 and get him up. I'm gonna be like, you got the face shield. They'd be like, I lost mine. I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all better wait for an ambulance to get here. And I'm doing all this because this computer is so slow. Slow. Well, I can't get to my number 2 because it won't load, so I can't read it. No. I did 3. And it's buffering for, I quit. I'm going home. I am going home. Can I have a number 3, please?
Number 3.
Well, I love this month, if you don't know what this month is. And so Sherry Tran said, we always start with food because I think within certain cultures, like offering food and providing sustenance and feeding people is the way we show love and care. Because, you know, this is what month? This is Asian and Pacific Islander month. So I now have an excuse to literally overload myself with every kind of food from Asia I could think of. And I am. Within reason, because I'm a type 2 diabetic and I'm trying to lose weight. And this is definitely not going to help me lose weight. But anyway, in light of my favorite Asian dish, egg foo young, Chinese food, egg foo young, shrimp egg foo young. Okay. So as you may know, celebrations of Asian, American, and Pacific Islander heritage are underway all of this month, all across the U.S. and Wisconsin. So in spreading awareness and visibility in the Milwaukee area, Asian Restaurant Week kicked off Monday. That's what I'm talking about. So they established it in 2016. They formed a group called Elevation, which is a mix of Elevate and Asian. And the pandemic hit, and they chose to highlight local restaurants in the area. And in 2021, they created what's known as Asian Restaurant Week. So I'm going to take full advantage. There's a list here on CBS 58 on the story, and there's a list of all of the Asian foods: Indian, Indonesian, Japanese, Hmong, Hawaiian, Chinese, I'ma eat like I done lost, Korean, Laotian and Thai, Nepalese from Nepal, Himalayan, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, West Asian, Mideastern, multiple Asian cuisines, fusion. It is going to be, let me go somewhere, because once I start, I'm going to just lose, and then it's going to be terrible because then I'll be back on the bike. I'll lose those pounds. I'll take these pounds off. Nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. This website doesn't like me. It just doesn't like me. So I'm going to have to give up on it. And I'm going to just have to stick with number 2.
Number 2.
Well, in Madison, lawmakers on the Joint Finance Committee will consider pay raises for state prosecutors and public defenders, as criminal justice advocates have warned a shortage of attorneys is causing a major crisis in the legal field. Tony Evers' biennial budget request to invest an additional $24.4 million for the state prosecutor's office, along with $42.6 million for the state public defender's office, is an effort to increase hourly wages. Evers proposed raising the hourly rate for public attorneys from $27.70 to $35. Are you kidding me? You go to law school for 3 years, you graduate with roughly, I don't know, about $120,000, $150,000 of debt, and they want to pay you $35 an hour? That's like $72,000 a year? Wow. Yeah, they need a raise. Everybody except the Milwaukee County District Attorney. Everybody else, I can give a raise. No, I'm just kidding. That's unconscionable. They deserve a raise. All kidding aside. District attorneys and assistant district attorneys need a raise. Retention, as an experienced attorney, there's no way you could work under those conditions. Just like teachers, right? Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot.
Number 1.
And my number one story is something I've been talking about all day. Late night collision near 60th and Fond du Lac left five people dead, including a 1-year-old child. Crash occurred at 11:45 last night when a vehicle traveling south on North 60th hit another car traveling west on West Fond du Lac. 4 occupants in the westward vehicle died at the scene. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victims, all from Milwaukee, as a 21-month-old girl, 2 15-year-old girls, and a 17-year-old boy. The driver, identified as a 32-year-old man, was taken to the hospital where he died. The driver of the southbound vehicle, a 32-year-old woman, was reportedly taken into custody on suspicion of operating while intoxicated. Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office says the vehicle all 5 victims were in was traveling at about 80 miles an hour at the time of the crash. As the investigation continues, charges are pending a review by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. And so that will be interesting to understand, because if they are able to determine, did anyone run a red light, and if so, who hit who, regardless of the fact the driver, the 32-year-old, was operating while intoxicated. The vehicle the 5 victims were in was traveling at 80 miles an hour. So then they'll have to look at, did the person happen to be intoxicated who was in the accident, or was the accident caused by the person's intoxication? And so that will play a role in how this moves forward. Because the victim is now culpable because the driver was driving the car. The 32-year-old man. And while we can't throw blame, we'll have to allow the district attorney and the traffic accident investigators and the police and the people who responded and took measurements and put together what exactly happened. You have to give them some time to piece together what occurred. It looks like in all instances, children dying disturbs me. It hurts my heart. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon.
More of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday at 11 for another episode of Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Entrepreneurship Connection show, powered by Molson Coors. I'll be joined by representatives from the African American Chamber of Commerce in Wisconsin and Associated Bank, where we discuss the financial and technical needs of small business in Milwaukee. Again, that's the Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Entrepreneurship Connection show, powered by Molson Coors, this Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because you'll feel protected no matter how the wind blows. All so you can keep enjoying the home of your dreams. And our expert agents can help you save up to 23% when you bundle home with auto. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance. Get a quote? Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
Black Talk Radio has emerged as a powerful tool for changing the narrative and stereotypes of the black community. Traditional media outlets have often neglected to represent the full spectrum of the black experience, leading to pervasive stereotypes and misconceptions. However, with Black Talk Radio, the black community now has a platform to tell their own stories and provide insight into their own experiences. Through talk shows, news broadcasts, and podcasts, Black Talk Radio is providing a voice for a diverse range of black perspectives by covering a variety of topics, including social justice, politics, entertainment, and so on. Black Talk Radio is offering a nuanced understanding of black community. It's breaking down stereotypes and promoting a more accurate portrayal of black culture and identity. Moreover, Black Talk Radio is providing an opportunity for black communities to connect with one another and build solidarity. In conclusion, Black Talk Radio is an invaluable platform for promoting a more accurate portrayal of the black experience, challenging pervasive stereotypes, and creating a space for communities to grow and mobilize. Through shows like Tory Lowe and the collective efforts of Black Talk Radio hosts and guests, we can continue to empower change in the black community. The ultimate goal is to shed light on issues affecting our community and inspire listeners to take action.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Were you ever young and innocent? Nope. Absolutely not. I was born my age. I woke up one day and I was 60. And then I went from there. 833-212-1017 is the number. I got to get to the talking text line. Hang on. All right, Craig said, that's mean, Craig. Craig said this will be the top 3 at 5. That's a good one. I got to give it to Craig. She's the new Danica Patrick. No, she not. No, she is not the new Danica Patrick, the new Olivia Munn. No, she is not. And she ain't your girlfriend either. And she's not a celebrity girlfriend of a Packer. She's the wife. Aren't they married? They're married. He ain't no girlfriend. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? 833-212-1017 is the number. Who can make or enforce white headlights and only use blue lights as hazard lights? Depends. State law says the only people who can use blue or red or a combination of blue and red are public service vehicles like police and fire. Fire uses red. Police can use all blue or all red or a combination of blue or red. So there's a state statute that dictates what the police can do when they drive a car, when they have it. You can't use blue as a hazard light. You cannot use blue as a hazard light. If you're private security, you cannot have a blue light. Not a blue headlight, not a blue tail light, not a blue dome light, not a blue, what we call a Kojak light, the light on the top of your car. It has to be yellow or amber. It cannot be red or blue. So if you want good Asian food, go to Chinatown in Chicago. That is true. That is true. LT sent a video, a story on Facebook I can't get to. But they said they were saying that drunk driving is reckless driving. Aren't those two separate statutes? Yes, but they include elements with each one. I said that earlier. Unless you injure a person or property, then they can be combined. Well, it's not that they're combined. There's a separate statute, and I had it right here. First degree reckless homicide is 940.02 sub 1. And homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle or firearm is 940.09. So it's not that they separated the two, but the elements had to be. And if you go to it under state statutes, you can just Google Wisconsin statute 940.09. You can go back into it and look at the history of how it came to be, the history of how certain crimes came to be. There are things like inchoate crime. You know what an inchoate crime? You know what inchoate means? It means incomplete. So that means that you do it. Solicitation 939.30. You can be charged with solicitation to commit a crime. It's only certain crimes, and then there's conspiracy to commit a crime. So except for 940.43, 940.45, and 961, that's drug related. Whoever with intent to commit a crime agrees or combines with another for the purpose of committing that crime, if one or more of the parties to the conspiracy does an act, does something to affect the object, they can be fined or imprisoned or both, not to exceed the maximum of the crime, right? As if you did it. So if you conspire to steal something and you get caught, then you can actually go to jail for stealing it. So, yeah. And then there's attempt. You can attempt a crime and then not complete it, but yet you can still go to jail for it. Like attempt homicide, attempt theft. Attempt, it's kind of hard to prove. You got to prove intent and all those things. And we talked about all that, but it's interesting when you go through it. And he said that's why lawyers going to private practice at $200, $300 an hour. Yeah, you're right. We were talking about the $27 to $35 range for a lawyer. You must be out of your mind. Then he asked me, did you see the video I sent you? Oh, wow. Yes, I saw the video, but I'm not showing it. No. We're not going to even talk about that. We're not looking at that. We're not. Nope. Yeah, I looked at it. The caller said if Jordan Love leads the Packers to another NFC North title, all the Packer haters going to cry in the car like the dude who got his bike took in the movie Friday. Why? Because they're haters? Because they're haters. They'll probably hate that. Mr. Love may be the next dominant Packer QB. I'm sure he will be. I'm sure he will be. They needed a fire lit under them. I guess just like the New York Jets needed one. I think they got the right person. Or am I just, I don't know, happy the Packers don't have him?
More of The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This week on Wheel of Fortune.
How you doing?
Oh, jolly Wally, Pat.
Well, ain't that hunky-dory?
There's a lot to be happy about.
You plan to win a lot of money here tonight?
Oh, my God. I'm supposed to be here.
Don't forget the $10,000 shopping spree giveaways.
You're going to do this,
I
aren't
am
you?
going for it.
And if things spin their way,
Be nice to me, Will.
you can win at home, too.
All right, Pat, let's go.
Well, you're happy, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
We'll keep the happiness going.
Let the good times roll.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 6:30 on CBS 58.
Hi, I'm Natalie Shepard.
And I'm Jessup Ricebeck from the CBS 58 News at 10.
We hear it all the time from viewers. Television news is too negative.
That's why we're trying something different at CBS 58. In our newscasts, we focus on what's important to Southeast Wisconsin, and that's not necessarily crime.
We want you to know the great things happening in our hometowns as well.
What's going to help solve problems here and uplift our viewers?
We are your hometown station, and that's the type of news we're going to bring to you.
Join us every night at 10 on the CBS 58 News.
Are you looking for a job? Then Greater Milwaukee Urban League is the place to be. Join them on Wednesday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for their Working Wednesday job fair featuring jobs from some of Milwaukee's biggest manufacturers. Find out about available jobs for assembly line workers, machine operators, general laborers, warehouse and landscapers, plus get training information on other jobs including carpentry, highway maintenance, and other positions. Get more information at tmul.org and join them on Wednesday, May 17th at GMUL's main office at 435 West North Avenue.
Join 100 Black Men as they host the program Where Do We Go From Here, highlighting topics surrounding Healthcare 2.0, long COVID-19, diabetes, and related mental health issues in the African American community. The COVID-19 pandemic has been declared ended. Has it ended in the Black community? In a program made possible by the Morehouse School of Medicine and National COVID-19 Resiliency Network, join us Wednesday, May 24th at 6 p.m. with a rebroadcast on Saturday, May 27th, 10 a.m. right here on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Dear hero, whoever you are, you save lives. I live with sickle cell and the pain and the issues that come along with sickle cell every day. I've had lots and lots of blood transfusions over my lifetime, probably in the hundreds. Blood helps me to be able to live.
My final tour was in Afghanistan in 2008. I was hit June 3rd. The next thing I remember, I woke up in Germany. The doctor came in and said, we're going to amputate your leg. I had to get a lot of blood transfusion to stay alive.
Because of you, I'm allowed to see my son grow up.
Because of you, I got a second chance at life.
Giving equals living. Give blood. Replenish the supply. Make an appointment to give today by visiting hhs.gov/giveblood. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Southbound on 4394 slowing down from the Marquette all the way down to about the KK River. So give yourself some extra time heading through there. Westbound 94 slowing from 27 through the stadium. Once you get past Hawley Road, it'll be still a little bit tight for a little bit, and then it'll open up. You'll be fine all the way through into Waukesha County. The eastbound side is going to be a bit heavy from about 76th Street, so keep that in mind all the way through the stadium. Our earlier problem on 894 eastbound at 76th Street, we had a broken down semi there. That actually has been cleared. However, the delays are still there. We've got backups all the way back around the Hale, all the way up to Greenfield. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mainly clear, a low of 53. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a slight chance of showers in the evening, a high of 78, turning much cooler in the afternoon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Greg Matzik. The Brewers complete a 4-2 homestand with a 9-6 win over the Royals Sunday afternoon. Another home run for Christian Yelich, his third in 2 games. Yelich hitting .348 with 4 home runs in the month of May.
He's swinging the bat well. That's why you play guys every single day, because they have the ability to do this. And he's found a nice little stretch here where he's squaring some balls up.
Brewers manager Craig Counsell. Milwaukee hits the road tonight for Game 1 of a 3-game series against the last-place Cardinals. Hear the game on 620 WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6:10. In the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers fall to the Boston Celtics in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Celtics advance to the Eastern Conference Finals behind 51 points from Jason Tatum. In the West, it'll be the Lakers and Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, a series that gets underway Tuesday night. Sports Update, presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember to join us here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth as we stream live on YouTube and Twitter. Check us out at 101.7 The Truth. That's our handle. That's our moniker. That's our other stuff. Kathy, you're on the new 1017 The Truth. How are you? Hello, Kathy. Hello, Kathy.
I'm going to make a deposit for my auto loan. No, I just got the loan. I don't know if it's.
Well, I'm going to let Kathy finish her personal business, and maybe she'll call us back when she's able to. 833-212-1017 is the number. How do I get this off of here? This is just okay. So in case you haven't heard, I guess this is number 1/1/1/1. Representative Gary Connolly, Virginia Democrat, said 2 staffers were injured today when a man wielding a bat came to his district office in Fairfax, Virginia. He told CNN that and I'm reading this from CNN.com, that the assailant entered the office, attacked two of his aides, did so with a metal bat. They struck one senior aide in the head with the metal bat, and the attacker hit an intern on her first day of the job in the side with the bat. In a statement today, Connolly said both aides were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the City of Fairfax Police Department arrested the man. The Capitol Police identified the man as 49-year-old Jun Ka Tran Pham of Fairfax, is facing charges for one count of aggravated malicious wounding and 1 count of malicious wounding. So the attacker, who was a constituent from his district, but who Connolly says he doesn't know, caused wide damage in his office, shattering glass in a conference room, breaking computers along the way. He was filled with out-of-control rage, Connolly told CNN in a phone interview. He also said that he was at a ribbon cutting at the time for a food bank when the assailant drove to his office, entered the building. They estimate it took police about 5 minutes to respond to the emergency call for help, and the attack came amid a string of incidents where Congress members, their staff, and families have been attacked in recent months. I guess now's not the time to be in office at all. You'll remember Senator Rand Paul, Republican of Kentucky, was stabbed in Washington, D.C. in February. A man assaulted Democratic Representative Angie Craig of Minnesota in the elevator of her apartment building. In October, a man attacked Paul Pelosi, husband of then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, hospitalizing him after hitting him with a hammer. But I go back to my original statement. What's happening and going on in America that we're starting to lose control? Not of other people, but of ourselves. Like we're starting to lose control. I don't get that. And are we moving away from guns to knives, baseball bats, things of that nature? 833-212-1017 is the number. I need something light to talk about. Somebody give me something light, something funny. Yeah, I talked about him last week. I ain't talking about Jamie Foxx. I ain't talking about nobody that's richer than me, which is pretty much everybody out here. But anyway, yes, Jamie Foxx is out of the hospital. Jamie Foxx was released, and his daughter says he's quote unquote playing pickleball, which I've never played pickleball a day in my life. It's like a giant bat with like table tennis. I'd rather play table tennis than. I don't care. Rhea said it's a pickleball court here. I've never been invited to play pickleball here. No one has ever invited me to play pickle. You want to go play? Can you play 2-person pickleball? So you don't know, is what you're saying. You don't know. I'm not figuring it out. You got to figure it out before I go. I'll play against you and Alex. How's that? We'll make it fair. That way I can whoop both of y'all at the same time. I don't have to play 2 games. No. I said me against you and Alex. When I whoop y'all, then y'all can't say that. Be like, oh my God, a guy in his 60s beat you in pickleball. First of all, how do you win in pickleball? Like the bat is too the paddle is too big, the ball is too big. Like really? If you lose playing pickleball, you should probably go into the corner, roll into a ball, and never come out. It's like table tennis. It's like tennis, except it's pickleball. Correct? 833-212-1017. Has anybody ever played pickleball before? Give me a call and tell me. Because I'm trying to trust Rhea, but she have you ever played pickleball? Do you watch this? Do you ever answer the question as asked? What a millennial. Ah! So I said, do you play pickleball? She said, I play badminton. I said, but that's not answering the question. Then she said, do you? I said, I'm older. That's my prerogative. But I guess you're a woman. It's your prerogative to change your mind too. So there you go. Don't be trying to be all happy now. I gave you an out. But no, seriously. If you've ever played pickleball, I've never in my entire life played pickleball. I have no idea what it is, how the rules are, what they do. I know who this is. Somebody said, my son who's in the police academy can't shoot. That should lighten up the conversation. LOL. You know, most people that go into the police academy can't shoot. That's why they're in the police academy. They train you how to shoot so that when you use it, it's court defensible. Does that make sense? You do it within rules and procedures and training. And so, yeah, my son can't shoot. He's new. He just got there. Sonny B said, that's a rich person sport. See, I told you. I'm never playing pickleball. There's pickleball and then volleyball. Well, we know volleyball. Badminton don't count. 833-212-10, because it's a little ball with a little like fluffy thing on it, and you just hit it back and forth and back and forth. I hate badminton because the racket is too small. Like people invented pickleball for older people, right? Like I find it interesting that younger people laugh at older people. They couldn't wait to become older. Then they get older and then they feel bad for how they treated older people. But I can't do it. I've never played pickleball a day in my life. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm going to hit the talk and text line, go to break, and then we're going to talk to, we got callers hanging on. He has a test this week on 75 yards, can't hit it. Yeah, he'll do it. He'll be fine. The caller said domestic terrorists is a disturbing trend. Maybe these nut jobs saw the Republic. I don't think they emboldened anybody. I don't think January 6th emboldened anybody. It was a kind of a stupid move, especially against the federal government. Of all the places that you're going to go after and try to jack, you jacked people with guns. So you kind of, I don't know, kind of deserve what you get.
You are listening to The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, just press play. Your favorite award-winning 1017 The Truth shows are now streaming live on video. Watch us live on 1017 The Truth's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, 1017thetruth.com. Just press play for the home of Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon. Listen to The Truth all day, every day by downloading the Truth app or streaming on Spotify, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Stitcher. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Attention, all investors, business leaders, and finance enthusiasts. Get ready for Secure Futures' 15th Annual Investment Conference. The conference is being held on May 23rd at the Wisconsin Center from 2 to 4:30 p.m. with a networking reception to follow. Prepare for a jam-packed afternoon of expert insights from some of the industry's best and brightest, including strategies for building wealth in the Black community that you don't want to miss. Purchase your tickets now at securefutures.org.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When it comes to riding the bus, there's a better way to pay. It's Wisco, Milwaukee County Transit System's new modern fare collection system. Wisco is available as a card and in the UMO app, and is packed with features to make paying for your rides faster, easier, more reliable, and more affordable. So make the switch to Wisco and start enjoying the better way to pay. Learn more about the exciting changes at ridemcts.com/Wisco or download the UMO app.
Truth Nation, it's Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, and I want you to download the 1017 The Truth app. Hey, because you know it's amazing. Wow. Hey, that's not bad, Sherwin. That's not bad, all right? But T-Lo, show Sherwin Hughes how it's really done. Truth Nation, it's your boy Tori Lowe from 1 to 4, and Sherwin's impression may have been trash, but he's right. You can hear all our best interviews, Panthers basketball, and me bringing all the smoke by downloading the Truth app today in the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. And why should they download the app, Benjamin? You want to know why, T-Lo? You want to know why they should download the 101.7 The Truth app? Because it's amazing.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place. Download the new 1017 The Truth app now.
I love the Truth app. I like being able to go back and listen to old tapings.
Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth. This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before I get to the calls, there's a kid in Wisconsin, Anthony Sikorsky. Loves classical music, played the piano. Music is one of his many, many, many talents. He's sick. He's got no immune system, has cystic fibrosis. He's 18 years old, and he graduated from Carroll College. When most of kids his age are just getting to high school. They're just getting in college, graduating from high school. He graduated from college, going to the Medical College of Wisconsin to get his master's in public health, and is trying to get into law school at Marquette. This kid's done more in 18 years than most people have done in 36. So hats off to him. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the new 1017 The Truth.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you feel about DeSantis signing this bill for defunding, I believe it's diversity, equity, and inclusion? Because I have figured, you know, if he's going to sign that bill, won't you go all the way and remove all religion from books? Because then nobody's under control. What do you think about that? Because then people could really speak what's from their heart.
No, I think people can speak what their heart is. I think what people forget is that it's a person's right to believe what they want to believe. The separation of church and state was created. There was never anything in the actual.
It has so many people where they're afraid to speak what's really from their mind.
Who are these people?
Because they're afraid
Who are these people? I don't know who these people are.
In general.
We can't generalize. Give some specifics.
Can I be honest? Okay, well, I get black people.
Okay.
Because, a lot of black people don't want to speak what's in their heart because they're afraid it doesn't look right in God's eyes. But when they turn into an angry Christian, they speak all that anger and hate.
I don't think that at all. I think as a Christian, I feel very, very empowered to speak my mind. And if people disagree, they just disagree. I don't agree with everything in Christianity, but I don't bash it either.
Okay, then.
People have a right to disagree. So I think it's great.
All right. Thank you.
All right. 833-212-1017 is the number. Are you back, Kathy?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
All right. You're on the new 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope you are too. I just trying to verify the accident because when you had said something about the lady was drunk, but was she really the cause of the accident? And I'm trying to figure out whether in the car that all the people passed away were they all 17, 14? Was anyone an adult in that car?
Yes, there was a 32-year-old man. There was a 32-year-old man, and he passed away.
Okay, so the 32-year-old man, was he driving? Was he?
I have no idea who was driving or what the particulars were. They're still investigating it. They're still trying to piece together. They did measurements and all sorts of things, and now they're working with the district attorney's office.
Yeah, two 17-year-olds and a baby in a car, 1-year-old and then a 14-year-old.
Correct.
I'm trying to figure out.
And now the 32-year-old man for a total of 5 people.
Oh, all of them were in the car together. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then who was in the car that there was another car that hit them? Who was in that car?
A 32-year-old woman who was arrested for suspicion of OWI.
And she was by herself.
I don't know.
Because it sounded like she didn't sustain any injuries at all.
I don't know.
Or she went in the hospital. Yeah, I was looking it up, but she's been in the hospital. Okay, so all 5 were in the car.
But here's the thing: we don't know if it was the drunk woman's fault or not.
Right, that's what I was listening to. I thought that was pretty interesting how you explained it. I'm like, wow, that kind of makes sense. So, like you said, she might have been impaired, but did she cause the accident when someone was going 80 miles an hour in an opposite vehicle?
Correct.
Yeah. Huh. It'd be interesting how that turns out, but I don't know if someone set up a GoFundMe. I will, contribute whatever I can. And I know Pitt's Funeral Home, she does bury young children. It's not well publicized, but whatever we can do to help out with the family, I don't mind helping out. But it really is nothing you can say. It's just terrible loss for everybody.
Yes, it is.
I just can't believe it. That first of all, you're driving that fast. I don't know if people don't listen to the news, that there's a lot of reckless driving, so you got to be driving for everybody. It's just you can't even say that. I mean, sorry, don't even help it. It's pathetic. It's pitiful out here. I have friends. I told her I'll pick her up, and then I'll take Uber to take her back home. She lives way north, and she's afraid, and her job was going around checking on clients and patients through medical care. She's afraid to even leave or go anywhere, and if she does, she'll try to go early, but that don't help out either. It's just, I can't believe this person was very active. She's almost paranoid.
But can you blame her?
No, I can't. No, I don't blame her at all. I feel bad for people that feel they can't leave and go somewhere because it's stopping their life. I mean, I have to go to work every day, but I do other community stuff. You met me before, Washington Park. But I drive 2 feet, because I used to drive with a stick. So if I see a car coming real fast, I just move over to the side. I let them go. And normally I don't see a license plate. I know there's some issues anyway. Then another car will go past. I just sit on the side of the road. I'm on Brady Street downtown, almost off of Brady Street, right? Guess what I'll do now? I have a sister lives here. One lives here. I'll go, and if I'm going to someone's home, I'm over somewhere else, I'm going somewhere, I'll go all the way up to Highway 100. You hear me? I'll come all the way down another street. I do.
Okay.
I'll take Blue Mountain down. I take
Right,
the time, and
right.
that puts me out of the way by 20 minutes or more. But I'm comfortable. I leave Bayshore. I take Lakeshore Drive down.
Well, but wait a minute. Kathy. You're doing the same thing your friend does. She just doesn't come out, and when you come out, you avoid everything. So isn't that kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I'm saying I feel sorry for those people that they have to live so cautious like that.
Okay.
I don't know if people are driving out listening to the news or what's going on, but I like how you explain what you're explaining, because that makes a lot of sense, that people sometimes think that, oh, that person's in a lot of trouble, but at the end of the day, it depends on who really is in trouble. You know, you've been in law enforcement, so you would know more of this stuff too. We were discussing it at work.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I work in the court.
Well, thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you kind of breaking it down. Sure.
All right. Take care.
Sure, bye-bye.
That's what it comes down to. Sometimes you got to just read it so you can understand it. We'll have to work in the coming weeks of getting some state prosecutors in. I was trying to think of which lawyers to get in, but a regular lawyer may not necessarily, right? Maybe I'll get a retired lawyer or a retired judge to come in so they can actually talk about things in context without having to worry about losing a job or losing an election. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Never miss a show by streaming us on multiple platforms. When we're live, you can check us out on YouTube and Twitter, or you can hit us on the Truth app, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Tory Lowe shows up next. I still don't know when I'm rebroadcast, but I'll hit you sometime over the night. In the morning, you'll get Mel and Kyle at 6 a.m. and at 7. You got that new morning show with DT and Telly coming in, so make sure you check it out. Thank you, Rhea. Don't work too hard. I'm still in that hat, by the way. Don't take that hat off. It's black. One of my favorite colors. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in 22 hours. I'm out.